Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Drinks with Nick. I hope you've enjoyed the last couple of weeks, and I hope to keep bringing you good cocktails as we go. This week is yet another less well-known drink that you might not be able to find at your local bar, but it's one you can make at home with a series of ingredients you might already have on hand or that you can make up quite easily. It's summertime, and when I think of summertime, I think of fruity drinks and ice cream, and this cocktail kind of combines the best of both worlds. We use heavy cream, or half and half if you don't have it, to kind of give it this nice ice creamy base, and we build it up with some blackberry and honey. Traditionally, this cocktail is called the Ash Wednesday. I'm going to be doing a variation on the Ash Wednesday where basically the only thing I change is switching out the liquor used. In a traditional Ash Wednesday, the liquor used is gin, but I find that my Conniption Navy Strength, which is the gin I have on hand, is very, very powerful on the flavor, which kind of takes off the balance of the drink. And because it's summer, I want to make the drink a little sweeter. So to do that, I'm replacing the gin with rum. To start off, let's go over the tools you're going to need. One and new is the muddler. We're going to use it to muddle some blackberries in a minute. Second, you're going to need a shaker of some sort to get that cream all together. You need a measuring device. You need a strainer. Preferably, I would be using a double strainer, but I don't have one right now and I will be picking one up. If you have a second strainer, if you have cheesecloth, if you have a tea strainer, that would be highly recommended, as you might want to get some of those extra blackberry bits out. And finally, a coupe glass or coupe glass that this will be going into. So let's meet the ingredients of today's drink. First, as I mentioned earlier, is rum. It's sweet and it's going to give us a really nice background flavor. Second, we're going to need heavy cream. Again, this is kind of emulating ice cream. We want something nice and sweet and heavy. Next is honey syrup, which is 50-50 honey and water. And lastly, to bring the fruity portion to the drink, we're going to be using blackberries. You can also use blueberries. I've tried that and it works well too, but the traditional way is blackberries, and blackberries and honey is a perfect normal combo. So let me show you that drink now. We're gonna start out with our shaker. We're gonna add our 4 blackberries that we've picked. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. Second, we're gonna add 2 ounces of rum, or a lighter flavored gin if you prefer. At this point, you're ready to muddle your drink. What that means is you're going to take your muddler here, or your pestle, and you're gonna kind of mix and squish. You wanna make sure you're mixing and squishing with a liquid in there, which is why we already have our rum in there, and then you can add your extra ingredients, ice, and be prepared to go. So again, we have 4 blackberries, 2 ounces of rum. Next, we're going to do an ounce of our honey syrup. Again, if you go 2 parts to 1 part honey to water, you're gonna wanna go a little less, but because I went 1 to 1 or 50-50, we're going to do a full ounce. And then to finish it off, we're gonna do 3/4 ounces of heavy cream. Now after pouring the cream in, it's gonna look a little weird, almost curdled, and something you're not gonna wanna drink. But once you get all the shaking done and everything in there, it's gonna meld together perfectly and it's gonna be quite delicious. As is becoming tradition on this show, I'm gonna break a cube of ice into a few pieces and we're gonna shake from there. There we go. Lots of pieces of ice. From there, give it a nice hit. With something as heavy and with ingredients that don't mix as well, you're gonna wanna shake a little longer to make sure they all get in there. Because this drink is so creamy and like ice cream and so cold already, we're gonna wanna be using a chilled coupe glass, not just a normal one. So here's our chilled coupe glass. We're gonna give this a little hit and open it up. And finally, you can strain your drink into your glass. You'll get this wonderful, creamy, rich drink. Be careful if you pour too heavy of a distance, you're going to get some blackberry pieces in there. But if you just keep it going just like that, you will have my variation on the Ash Wednesday. So sit back, relax, and enjoy my variation on the Ash Wednesday.